Starmer brave himself before the perfect storm as Labour forced own staff to pay for its party. A huge cash crisis engulfing Labour has forced the party to ask its own staff members to take a real terms pay cut. Employees of the opposition party are being offered a pay rise of just 2% next year. The pitiful increase comes as inflation surges beyond 5% with the country in the middle of a cost of living crisis. Staff are understood to have been told last week that the disastrous state of party finances had left them unable to offer a bigger pay increase. Directors in the party will see their pay frozen Party membership has plunged since Sir Keir Starmer became leader, and unions have also cut their funding to the party. The decrease in Britain's paying to be members of the left-wing organisation has hit the coffers to the tune of an estimated £1.5 million. Unions reducing their support has been responsible for a further £1.6 million in lost income for Labour. At the same time, the party has been forced to make a number of payouts as part of settlements in legal cases. A Labour spokesperson said, "We have been open about the challenges the party faces. Party staff have done great work to tackle these challenges, and everyone is focused on ensuring we are ready to fight the next general election." Last year 80 staff in the party were given voluntary redundancy as Sir Keir looked to cut costs at Labour HQ due to funding issues. The party argued at the time that changes would make Labour fighting fit for an election. With cash woes continuing to impact Labour, Sir Keir is now expected to try and win over big money donors to help make up the difference. Despite their own financial crisis, Sir Keir has attempted to change voters' perceptions of Labour on the issue of money in recent months. For years Labour has trailed the Conservatives in polls on which party is most trusted with the economy. In a speech looking to shift the public's views, Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves said, "The Tories are becoming a high-tax party because they have become a low-growth party. I know that Labour needs to prove we can be trusted with public money." Allies of Jeremy Corbyn blame Sir Keir for the finance trouble. The Islington North MP's former speech reiterated said, "Maybe attacking members and alienating unions wasn't so sensible." Influential socialist activist Taryn Batani added, "The party didn't need to put itself in such a situation but chose to do so, primarily as a result of the bad management." After a turbulent time on the market, Lord Drayson, a Labour peer and engineer who founded the data analytics specialist in 2018, wants to take the business private. He and his wife, Elspeth, the daughter of scientist Brian Bellhouse, are the biggest shareholders in Sensin with a 22.8% stake. The Oxford-based company began a formal process to find a buyer in early November after it was approached by Drayson about a management buyout. The company said on Friday it was holding detailed discussions with a number of parties. It said, however, it could run out of cash before a sale is agreed. Sensin had £2.8 million cash in the bank as of the 12th of January, and said it was pursuing a substantial debtor that owed the company money. It hopes to tap a number of institutional investors for £6.35 million, with an additional £5 million possibly being provided by mutual consent, to fund the firm over the coming months as it pursues the sale. The funding would be in the form of a loan note. Whilst the board believes the financing will proceed to completion in the near term, without it the company is unlikely to be able to continue to trade beyond early February 2022, by which time the formal sale process will not have concluded, Sensin said. The company has been rocked by controversy in recent months. It was fined £400,000 by the London Stock Exchange in November after failing to disclose bonus payouts of £850,000 to Drayson and £200,000 to then Chief Financial Officer Lorimer Headley shortly after its stock market debut. It added, "Some competitors claim to offer direct access to patient data, which is counter to Sensin's ethical model, or access to data that are inferior to the deep, longitudinal data sets that Sensin has established." Sensin continues to believe that patient data should never be sold or shared directly with life science companies.